ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Concord Speedway. We are bringing you the Strange Brew Racing Legend Series. We're looking at Larson Parker's car right here. He is quick fastest tonight. That number 18 car is always up front. Lap times for the top 4 cars are really close. Should be a good evening tonight here. This track is pretty tricky. If you're not familiar with Concord, it is kind of like a mini the tricky triangle Pocono. It's like a mini Pocono. With these tracks, it is going to be pretty tough. We got that dog leg there on the back straightaway. I tried running a couple laps. That car was loose. Right now, ambient temperature is 86 degrees. Track temp is 115. So it's pretty warm out there tonight. These guys are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to be smooth. We'll see how these guys are going to be able to pull her out tonight. Looks like we have a visitor in our booth tonight. Mr. Dustin Buck is going to join us, last night's winner. How you doing, Dustin? Looks like these guys are getting ready to run their first heat race. Track temperature is a little hot here tonight.
Yeah, I haven't run one of these races in probably a couple of years. I tried running a lap quick before the races started, and they're a little loose. They're gonna have their hands full.
Yeah, I tried to run a lap, and I don't think I completed one lap.
Some of the usual suspects here. Quite a few guys from Monday Night League.
Oh yeah, we do have some newcomers here tonight. Russo in that 021, he is new. Justin Walbring in the 666 machine, he is sitting out this race, unable to get that car fired. Must have had some mechanical issues.
Russo's rocking that 3.9 I rating. Is probably going to be pretty tough here. He's starting from the pole too.
Lights are up on that pace car. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 3. It's been a long time since I've ran this track, and it was never one of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I ran a race here either. So, whoa, got one around already, hard into the wall.
Yeah, James Pileski, he sent that thing hard into turn 1.
This is my first go around watching these no yellows in the heat races.
No yellows under the heat races, and then where they finish in the heat race will dictate where they start for the A main.
It looks like Russo's going to have himself a good starting spot here. All he's got to do is bring this around and bring it home. We'll see what Quali and String can get figured out between the two of them. They're still running pretty close there.
Yeah, Carter Russo up front. The fastest lap, 18:49. 4/10 faster than the rest of the field.
Yeah, Quali's been clicking along about 1/10 of a second quicker than String, so String's going to have to kick her down there if he's going to be doing anything as far as changing his position goes. Things are looking like they might be pretty much figured out here with Russo out front. Quali's gapping String, and the 93 there, I don't think he's got enough time to come back and improve his spot.
Nope, that spin in turn one is pretty costly for that 93 machine.
He's running a tenth and a half, 2/10 quicker in strang, but he's not going to make it there. Looks like this one's all but figured out here coming to the checkers.
Yeah, Russo in his RMRL debut is going to bring home the heat race win.
We'll see what James does here in the future. He's not going to have the best starting spot, but he was running some really good lap times even after beating up his car there.
Alright, heat race number 2. We got another couple newcomers here. We got Tom Queering going to be starting on the front row, and then Ketterman Jr. on the outside. Brad Steffen going to be starting in P number 4, and it looks like McNitt will move up to P number 3.
Stefan put together a pretty decent run there last night. Would he come home P5?
Yeah, he had a nice run last night.
Tom ended up on top of another car, so that one didn't end so well for him. He spent more time in the booth than the race car.
Although we did get to see how Cybertrucks were made.
I thought our broadcasts were supposed to be PG.
PG-ish. More like PG-13.
So who's your pick on this one? You've seen these guys race before.
Well, I haven't seen the 54 before, but Tom's been pretty strong in these legend cars. He likes to wax that thing up, get a nice good airstream going over it. I'd keep an eye on that 46 car.
Practice-wise, looks like Keatman had just a little bit more pace. Am I getting that name right, Keatman?
As far as I know, this is his first night with us.
Well, you can let us know if we're butchering it at the end of the night. Queering and Keatman were 3rd and 4th in practice, so should be fairly competitive between those two.
I think Brad's either going to win or wreck in the first lap.
That would be very Stefan-esque for sure.
That 54 got a good jump on that high side. Bumper to bumper as they exited the corner.
That's Stefan got himself a little squirrely there on exit. That lower line for Queering didn't really pay off there. He drove the bottom of the corner, and Keatman was really able to drive off.
Yeah, Tom's got a little bobble there. Now here comes the 89 of Stefan.
With Keatman stretching it out area, our battle's going to be for second between Queering and Stefan. Stefan's been just a little bit quick over the last few laps.
He closed the gap there, but had to get out of it.
Yeah, he's getting some really good runs off from the corner here. Things are winding down, but I think he's got enough time to make this fast.
Gonna be 2 to
Oh,
go. Oh,
he really threw it in there. He got himself loose and he couldn't collect or catch it.
oh, hard crash by the 89. Heard him hit the wall. That's gonna give the lead over. Or Keaton's gonna keep the lead, and Query's gonna take over second.
It looks like Pulaski will be starting near Stefan there. Come feature time, they should be battling their way up through the field for sure.
Two heat races, two first-time winners in the Rusty Misfits Racing League.
Yeah, Heatman's lap times were real consistent with Russo, so those two should be putting on a good show up front.
Well, Keaton, his fastest lap was the last lap of the race at a 18:16.
I think that may have been faster than anything Russo put up.
Oh, we do have 3 heat races tonight. Front row, Larson Parker. I do believe he's the points leader currently. Outside of him, another newcomer with the 57 of Brooks. Looks like Travis Lepenis is starting in third with Hunter Wellman in fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, those last two positions
Parker,
are
I was gonna say Parker was pretty quick there in practice. He was about 300-400s quicker than Russo.
pretty much anything I've seen that 18 car in, he is quick.
I think Parker's gonna put on a clinic. These other three were about 3/10 off Parker's practice times. I think Wellman's goal here will just be finish with no X's.
I think after last night, he needs a couple races like that.
He may have clinched the most X's on the season last night with like 8 races to go.
That's not a record you'd like to set.
He'll come around. I've been in a couple races with him outside of the league, and he'll come around. It'll start to click for him.
Parker jumps out to an early lead.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna walk away here. You give him a couple laps, he'll have a second lead. We've got ourselves a good battle here for second.
Yeah, we got a nice 3-car battle for second. Travis Lepain is down low, looking to make a move underneath of the 57. Hunter Willman in that 64 hanging right with him.
His lap time's actually been indicating that he might end up by both of these guys here. We'll see if he's got enough time to close the gap here and pass Lepanis. He does look a lot smoother tonight compared to last night. Oh, he got himself loose.
Got down, touched that apron just a little bit, and upset the left-hand side of that car. Two laps to go for Larson Parker.
He's putting on an old-fashioned butt whooping.
Blistering lap times. He's running an 18:13.
So with him winning the third heat here, does that start him third place then?
It does. So he'll be starting inside second row.
those front three guys are going to be pretty even, but I think Parker's kind of showing right now that he might be the one to beat. I got to step out just a minute here, and I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. All right, we're going to go over our starting lineup. 50 laps here tonight for this A-main event. We got Carter Russo, Mark Keatonman on the front row. Larson Parker's going to roll off in P number 3. Dean Qualley starting in P number 4. Tom Queering and Travis Lapenas in row number 3. Austin Strang and Logan McNitt in row number 4. Row number 5, we got Hunter Wellman and James Polsky. Row number 5, Bradley Stefane and Jake Brooks. And the last row is our non-starters, Justin Walbring and Dustin Buck.
Yeah, next time I'll make sure I log in under watch. I kind of goofed that up, but I do believe as long as he keeps his nose clean, Stefan will probably be the hard charger here. I think he's going to pass more cars tonight than any of these guys.
Yep, I think he's just going to be patient tonight. 50 laps. I think we'll have a fair number of cautions, but I think it's going to be some good racing all around.
I don't know a whole lot about these. Are they going 50 laps all the way on a tank of fuel, or do you guys set it up so they got to make a pit stop?
No, they should be able to go all the way on a tank of fuel. And I do believe they have one extra set of tires, maybe. So if we do get a late race caution, I could see someone dipping down in for fresh tires, at least on the right sides. All starts and restarts are on green flag on this series.
Those top 3 starters there were our top 3 guys in practice. They all made it into the 18 ones for lap times. Here we go.
Good start by that front row. Still side by side as they go through that back little corner there. Oof. Those top 3 are so close.
Oh, yeah. I'm still getting used to their numbers here. I'm having a hard time keeping track of who's who.
Oh, we do have a yellow flag. Looks like Hunter Wellman and Austin Strang must have got together.
Wellman just kind of overdrove entry a little bit there. Maybe the 33 backed out a little, but doesn't look like a whole lot of damage between either one there.
Nope, they should be able to continue, I would think. So much for Hunter 0X.
Yeah, he's looking like he's starting off where he left off last night. He's a fun guy to give grief to. He's a go-kart racer in real life. He sounds like he's had a little bit of success locally there in Ohio, where he's from. Kind of started last year and started running in the back of the pack, and by the end of the year, it sounds like he's winning a few races here and there.
Yeah, he's a good kid to talk to. I like talking to him. He's fun to just chat and hang out with. You wouldn't guess he's 15.
Yeah, he's got that deep voice. When I found out he was 15, I was a little shocked. He sounds like he's about 25.
Yep, exactly.
Looks like we're going to have Russo, Keatman, Parker, Quiring, Qualley, Pulaski, Lepanis, Brooks, McNitt, Stefane, Strang, and Wellman lining up here. Too wide for this restart.
Yep, lights are up on the pace car. We should be getting the green flag coming out of turn number 3.
We'll see if what kind of start Russo gets here. He gets out and clears them here. He might be able to pull away a little bit on a lead. Just what he did there. Oh, he drifted up.
Back to side-by-side action for those front two. Nice crossover move.
Oh yeah, that's pretty slick. He wasted no time taking the lead back. Looks like Russo may be bringing Parker right along with him here.
Yep, Parker's being patient, just kind of following that white car through. And look at that, here comes that 93 machine. Oh, we got a 3-wide battle.
Oh yeah, the 21 got a little loose there and allowed the 18 to get underneath them. Another yellow.
Jake
Got one
Brooks.
car around.
See what happened with the 57 here of Jake.
Looks like he just lost it on his own. Pretty eventless loop there. He didn't hit anything, so shouldn't be any problems. Just hurt his pride a little bit.
Nice job by Wellman not getting into him.
He zigged when he should have zigged.
Exactly. All right, we're going to have a little bit of a change up on that front row for this one. We got Russo, and now Parker's going to be on the high side on the restart.
Well, at least he was sitting there in third place. Oh, hold on here. I'm looking at the wrong screen. We still got Keatman in third, but Pulaski's made his way up pretty quick.
I was just noticing that.
He's all the way up from 10th place to 4th. He's only taken, well, that yellow probably came out on about lap 9. 6 spots and just a few laps.
Yeah, he's definitely been a mover on this one.
Stefane's moving up a little bit. He's got 3 spots.
We got Dan Park watching the stream with us tonight. Ray Andrews, how you guys doing tonight?
Logan gridded 8th. He's back in 11th. Kind of our biggest loser right now.
We got Dustin Buck up in the booth with us tonight. We're having a good old time. Now we're going to see some action with that 18 on that high side. He's going to get a good run.
That outside lane gets some good runs.
Ooh, the 54 got a little loose coming out of corner.
Oh, he had it saved there and got dumped at the last second. It's hard to stay out of somebody when they're scrubbing off all their speed, getting sideways.
Oh, Tom just barely touched. Made light contact with that outside wall. didn't really look like it caused too much damage to his car.
It's like Polsky's sitting third right now. He has made quick work of the field.
He has, and Larson Parker is credited with the lead at the moment.
Not a big surprise there with his pace in practice. We get a good green run here, and he manages those tires. He might start pulling away on these guys. I don't know how strong the draft is in these cars. It's been so long since I've raced them. Like last night, the ARCA cars, the lead car punched a big hole in the air, and you could just kind of ride and back up your corners a little bit and use that car in front of you to pull you down the straightaway.
Nice. I think those cars are going to be really fun next week in Atlanta at the super speedway version of that track.
Yeah, they punch a big hole in the air, so it should be some good action, some good passing. I think late in the runs, whoever is saving on their right front, trying to just back up the corners ever so lightly, it's going to be who prevails. With as tight as those cars are, it's just so easy to burn your right front off from them.
Oh, yeah. All right, looks like the lights are off. We're re-racked and restacked. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 3. We'll see how Larson Parker does now, getting the nod on the front row.
Parker didn't get the best start there.
He did not. They were side by side as they entered into turn 1. He got a slight advantage now, though.
Russo is making a stick down there on the bottom.
Yeah, that 21 came to play, that's for sure.
These are so fun. Just when you think somebody's gonna take the lead and maybe do something, the guy just got overtook, taking it back.
Oh, we got some contact. Oh, 21 and 93 hard into the wall. Tom Curran gets collected hard into the outside wall.
Do these guys got faster pairs?
No, sir.
I believe that may have just ended Quiring's night. That was a pretty rough hit.
Yeah, Tom's hit was definitely the hardest, but that 21's got heavy damage. The 93's got some pretty heavy damage.
I'm going to back up here and watch this again.
Russo does make it out of the pits before he goes a lap down.
Looks like there's a little bit of net code there.
Yeah, between the 18 and 21. That's kind of what I was thinking, too. '93 is still in second. Polsky, maybe his car didn't get quite as damaged as I thought.
The 21 kind of wiggled just a smidge up there on the high side, and I think that's kind of what contributed to that accident happening.
And we are halfway through this feature race.
Both the 21 and 93 kind of ended up with some heavy contact with the outside wall when they got spun around there.
Our leaders are making contact before the green flag flew. Dean Qualley in that 17 machine back up to 4th place.
Kind of shook up the field a little bit here. Steffen's made his way up to 4th.
Ooh, huge run down the back straightaway.
I don't know, with the damage that some of these guys have sustained here, it'll be interesting to see what Parker can do. I think he's kind of one of the few guys out there really doesn't have much, if any, damage at all.
We did have the 57 go around, but he locked it down, and he was far enough in the back of the field where no caution came out.
I think Keatman's going to get Parker run down here. Parker got loose out of the corner and just gave up a bunch of time.
Ooh, 54 brushes the wall down the front straightaway. Brad Steffen up to 3rd.
Yeah, him and Pileski are 3rd and 4th there. We're kind of thinking those two to make a run towards the front.
Oh, something happened with Pileski. He's falling back like a rock.
Keatman's making it interesting here down on the bottom. I think he'll clear this and start walking away a little bit.
Nice recovery for that 54 car.
I think I'm kind of underestimating the strength of the draft right now.
We're going to be 16 laps to go and we cross the stripe. Our leaders are starting to step out a little bit over 3rd place of Stefan.
Oh, got one around wreck, and Wellman just ate the wall. Trying to bounce around there, see if I can find any battles. A little bit further back behind the leaders, and they had a 3-way battle going there, Queering and the 21.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been some contact made between the 21 and Wellman.
The Pileski's on pit road. Russo came down pit road here too.
Well, that's a little different. I'm watching the 93 pit. Instead of the right sides or the left sides going up, it was the front of the car and then the back of the car. Oh, but he's going to lose a lap. He did not beat the pace car off pit road.
Well, he catches another yellow here. He should be fine.
Yeah, right now he's the only car a lap down. Looks like the 57 is still in the pit still as well. Keatman and Parker going to be restarting this on the front row. That allowed Brad Stefane to get back up to the back bumper of these guys. We'll see if he's got anything for the leaders.
I believe Keatman and Parker will pull away here.
Don't look now, but here's that 21 machine back up in the top 5.
If he got tires back on lap 24 when he pit, he might be forced to be reckoned here with. See how long it takes him to get by Stefane.
Stefane's making a move on the 18 machine, bring the 21 with him.
That outside lane just didn't go.
Oh, nice save by the 21. Ten laps to go for Keatman.
That last lap, he's about 2/10 quicker than Stefane. Parker's under Stefane here. He's going to make a run for second.
The 33 has crashed, but no caution as of yet. That 21 is pushing it real hard. He got loose trying to get underneath the 89. There's the yellow flag.
It's kind of what Parker needed. If he can get down on this next start, he'll make things interesting.
Oh, looks like the 93 caught the back bumper of Stang. Oh yeah, he busted the front end of Stang's car. That left front tire is not moving at all.
How many green-white checkers do they run?
I do believe we have 3 attempts.
Stefane's our big mover right now. Started back in 11th. He's sitting 3rd. Russo's back 3 spots from where he started on the pole. He's in 4th place.
There's the 93 getting a lucky dog.
We'll see how this goes here. We've had a lot of lead changes, a lot of battles for the lead. See what kind of show they put on here. Stefane got a good start last time. Maybe you can do it here again.
Yeah, that 21, he's giving it everything he's got. He's gotten a little loose a couple times though. Might be overdriving that 21 just a tad bit.
Kind of one thing I remembered about these cars, they generally are loose versus tight.
Yep. Alright, lights are off on the pace car. When they get the green flag, it will be 3 to go.
You know, for killing his car in that one accident, Quarry's sitting fairly decent right now.
Yes, he is. He's trying to keep his streak alive. So far, he's gotten a podium every week. Although, if you look at his left front tire, it looks like it's pointing to the right. That thing's got to be a handful to drive.
Keatman got out to a good lead there.
Oh,
Russo. Oh, there goes the 21.
Russo overdrove that corner a ton.
Somebody ended up upside down there.
Oh, we better find out who that is. They get the Lee Krause Turtle Award.
It's like old Jake Brooks spinner up on his lead. There really hasn't been a safe place on the racetrack all night. Even the leaders have had their fair share of problems.
Yeah, they have. All right.
You ever jump in those crash to pass lobbies?
I have, and those are a lot of fun sometimes.
Kind of reminds me of how this race is going right now. It's just got yellow flags.
Yeah, 7th caution of the night. And I think this is our first official attempt at a green-white checkered.
I think the safest place to be right now is starting on that first place spot. He's jumped out a couple times here in these last couple restarts. Kind of separated him from the mayhem. Old Bradley's hanging tough there. Still holding on to that inside road. That's definitely where I'd want to be starting.
Heck yeah. Keaton gets a good jump. He's going to be able to clear that 18 machine. Here comes Brad Stefan.
Brad didn't get himself the best start there. He kind of dropped back a little bit there and let that 18 get down.
White flag is in the air. We will be finishing it at the end of this one. Parker all over the back of that 54 machine. He's going to throw it in going into turn 3.
54 goes to 54. Brad snuck in there.
Whoa.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
I got to jump back and see that pass. Oh, beat him by maybe a fender.
Yeah, he got pretty lucky there. He made a little contact, but he just had more momentum after all that shook out. Sometimes it's better be lucky than good.
Heck yeah. I bet you he's pretty happy right now. So it looks like
Yeah,
top 3 were Stefan, Parker, and Travis Lapenas.
You know, Bradley didn't quite have first place pace, it didn't seem like, but he battled his way from that poor starting spot, got himself solidly in the top 5, and just took advantage of the woes up front. You know, like I was saying, it didn't really seem like you were safe anywhere, and that really played out to his advantage tonight. Good run for him.
Heck yeah. Larson Parker ends up falling to second. No, with nothing he could do. It wasn't his mistake that 45 or 54 just got loose.
I don't think we could have predicted this finishing order.
No, definitely not.
Stefan, Parker, Lapanis. Wellman rolled his way back up to 4th. Russo, I'm sure he's pretty disappointed with that finish. Queering hung on with that beat-up ride.
Yeah,
Got himself 6th place.
Yeah, that's a nice finish for him. And I tell you, you look at the left front tire of that thing, it's amazing he was able to go straight at all.
Oh, with as much as people were wrecking, you didn't really have to have a cart steered overly well. You just had to be good at dodging traffic.
All right, looks like we got our drivers ready. Let's go ahead and pull in our 3rd place guy. All right, finishing 3rd tonight, Mr. Travis Lepenas. You got me and Mr. Dustin Buck up in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Good, you guys?
Not too bad. That was a crazy finish.
Yeah, it was a crazy finish. I was just trying to keep it clean. This was my first time with this group, so yeah, I didn't expect it to get that crazy.
Looked like you had a pretty solid run. Kept your nose clean. You were able to avoid all the cars spinning in front of you.
Yeah, I threw it into River Matrix literal video game mode there, and yeah, I really don't know these cars that well. I have all but a handful of races in them, so I mean, better part of it was just learning it and trying to figure out what it wanted. Getting the restarts not atrocious.
6th to 3rd, though, that's pretty decent. And you only managed 4X tonight. Yeah, not everybody can say that.
Yeah, the 4X had really nothing to do with me except that the 21 car looped it in front of me and I had nowhere to go and bounced off him. So, yeah, I don't know. That wasn't even on me, but still counts 4X.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet there isn't a car that made it out of here clean tonight.
So what's going through your mind if we have yellows every 5 laps, 4 laps?
Well, I'm better on green flag runs than yellow flag, so every time I had to readjust, and I think I tried doing the restart, different gear, different thing every time. I really didn't know what to do.
Are you a fan of the sequential shifter?
What's that?
Are you a fan of the sequential shifter on these cars?
It doesn't matter to me anyway.
No.
I'd still be just as crappy on either.
So the story was kind of dodging all the other cars. How did you guess right so much?
I guess just being conservative. I just made sure I had lots of room. I didn't do anything too tight and left half a car width, at least for the first part of it, until I got my confidence with how the car was handling.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah, definitely paid off. Congratulations on bringing it home in 3rd.
Cool, thank you.
You have a good night, buddy.
Night.
All right, bringing home that number 18 machine in 2nd after battling for the lead 90% of this race. Larson Parker.
What's up, Mick?
Not too much, buddy. Bad luck kind of bit you there at the end.
I don't know if it's bad luck or just some new guys throwing some temper tantrums. I guess we'll see if it keeps on going for these next couple weeks.
Is that what happened when you and the 54 got together? It kind of looked like he just got loose in the corner.
Yeah, me and Mark didn't have so many issues. Usually me and him run pretty well. I'm not sure if he'll say the same, but most of it was just me and Carter, I guess. After that first incident, he thought it was on me, and I was just I was like, oh well, and then it just kept getting worse, so nothing I can do about that one, I guess.
No, and to us, we kind of watched that first one. It kind of looked more like Netco than anything else.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, because I feel like we were still had some racing room between us. So
You ran a really good last lap there. You really set yourself up to make that pass in the last corner. What's kind of going through your mind as you're setting that up and getting inside of them there?
so I know these cars. There's a ridiculous draft in the Legends just because they weigh pretty much nothing and have some power behind them. But I know there's a huge draft. So in tight races like those, 2nd place is really the place to be until the end. So I that's the only thing that was really going through my head, and I was just kind of hoping I could get a good run to his inside, and I had the run, and then he got loose, and it was just kind of downhill from there, but it was fun.
You know, you did a really good job of not letting him collect you up in that, but it just, that little bit of contact killed your momentum.
Yeah, I feel like I could have made it through that without hitting him, but I kind of lifted and slowed down so that way he could hopefully save it, because I don't want to obviously wreck anybody. Nobody does. So I lifted, tried to let him save it, and then after I knew he wasn't saving it, I just had to gas it up and go to the line.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that you were trying to give him room. You actually got your tires down below the yellow line, just giving him room, and you had to have lifted to go down there so you didn't loop yourself. Just, you know, Stefan just got luckiest.
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of racing. Luck always plays the biggest factor into it, so that's inevitable in racing,
I do.
especially at a tough track like Concord.
Yeah, those cars were super loose tonight the way it looked.
Oh yeah.
But you got the best of a bad situation. Still brought it home in second. I'm pretty sure you're the points leader. I thought coming into tonight.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so you'll still be able to retain your points lead. Brad will gain a little bit on you, but not enough to overtake you by any means.
Yeah, it's just going to tighten things up, so it should be a fun rest of the season if points stay this close.
All right, buddy. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
I'd like to give a shout out to my brother. Instead of being a keyboard warrior today, he actually hit the racetrack, and then Justin Brooks Designs for putting my paints together, RKM Sets for keeping me on the track and keeping me fast, and just you guys for putting on this series.
Well, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you back next week.
10-4, I'll be there.
All right, let's go get our race winner. Bringing home that number 89 machine in first place, better to be lucky than good, Mr. Brad Steffen.
I know, right? Like, holy crap. I didn't think I was going to pass him right there coming to the checker, but we had just enough momentum and speed. A little higher in the RPMs there.
Got him by maybe a fender. It was close.
Oh, I know. I was looking left. I'm like, oh, no way, I'm going to get this. And I got it. Pretty cool.
So what's going through your mind when this is playing out? You didn't get the best restart there on that green white checker.
No, not everyone was going on green tonight. It was a little chaotic. It was a mess, to say the least. But I don't know. I was just driving, and I had a feeling that something was gonna happen there. I knew Larson really wanted to win, I'm sure, and them two guys kind of battling back forth all night or whatever. I know Mark went to the back and got back up here, and I don't know. I don't know if there's bad blood there or whatnot, but it worked out in my favor. So yay.
Yeah, sometimes just trying to avoid those other cars spinning out. You guys did a pretty good job. You kept your car pretty clean. I think I seen you get a little loose once in a while, but you had a pretty solid run tonight.
Yeah, it was hard out there. I mean, I don't really drive these much. We're just all here doing this for fun, and I've driven these things a couple times, but nothing like this to tell you that, to be honest. But yeah, we tried to keep it clean. I mean, it was super hot out there. There's minimal traction. It got better throughout the race, of course, but first couple laps definitely had to be careful. It was super sketchy. But I just wanted to stay out of trouble. All of a sudden, we're kind of in top three there, and it's like, oh, I don't know, maybe we got a shot. I really don't think so because it wasn't the fastest all night. It was, mid-pack at best, but worked out in our favor. I don't gain some speed, kind of learn how to drive it throughout the race, and I guess we picked up on some things and got lucky there when Mark and Larson got into it. Mark was kind of staying in the middle. It was kind of hard for me to get down because I didn't want to wreck the guy to my inside, and navigated that just kind of perfect. I got into Mark a little bit, but it didn't spin me out, thank God, and got past Larson for the dub.
Well, congratulations, buddy. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
I'll just give a shout out to you guys in the booth, Dustin, for helping make out there. I'll have to watch it later, but you guys in the booth is better. Makes it more entertaining, I'm sure. And yeah, the crew puts us on. STRANGEBREW, Rusty Misfits, all the boys. So we'll see you here at Slinger. See what we can do.
Oh, that's your hometown track, huh?
Yes, sir. So mine and James. So we'll see what we can do here.
All right, buddy. You have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you back up there in the booth in just a little bit with Tom Queering.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see what we can do. I'm confident, but I don't really race these much either, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky again, and the guys will start racing like dummies or something and crash out.
All right, buddy. We'll see you back soon.
Yep. Thanks to both of you. Take care.
Yeah, good run, man.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at All the Dirt. Please jump over to our other channel, Rusty Misfits Racing League, for the mini stocks, and I've got to go get in my car and get ready to go.
Good luck, Nick.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us up in the booth, and we'll have some fun.